The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome to today's edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we're going to start with Mike Falk in the town of Lima. Mike, what's cooking in Lima?
Well, Chris, it's time for heating season again. And even though the temperature is up and down a little bit, folks are starting to heat their homes, flip on that thermostat, find out things don't work, etc. And the first thing they do is they grab a space heater and an extension cord. I am here today to ask you not to use the extension cords. We have had a number of fires around the county. If your dog, cat, ferret, whatever has chewed on the cord, throw it out. If you have run it over with some kind of device that has kinked it, throw it out. If the cord is looking old, throw it out. Don't use them. The space heaters themselves, they should be clean. They should be checked just like a regular furnace. If it is full of cobwebs from the summer, they can ignite. You cannot put them near drapes. You cannot put them near stuffed animals. You cannot bury them in a pile of packing peanuts. You cannot do any of those things. Please be careful with the space heaters. RDOF, R-D-O-F. So this was an auction conducted by the Federal Communications Commission for different areas all over the country for providers who provide high-speed internet access to buy up. In the town of Lima, the RDOF auction has two parcels in it, both of which are spread out way out in the community, and both of which had previously, the auction had gone to SpaceX to be able to provide cellular service, or the actual, it's a satellite-based internet service. We found out 2 days ago that all of the RDOF things in this area have been scooped up by Frontier. So I don't know if SpaceX sold them or what happened at the FCC level or whatever, but now Frontier is the primary to provide that service to that farm at the south end of Clay Street and that house somewhere over on Poplar Hill Road. No idea why. It just does not make any sense. Fiber optic techs are in short supply. And of course, my own opinion, we should not be wasting anybody's money, personal, government, taxes, anything on any technology except fiber optic. The time for the telephone lines and the cable lines to be providing us with data has come and gone. Fiber optic technicians are needed to be able to install the fiber optic cables from the trunk lines to everybody's homes, to install the new trunk lines everywhere. Cannot get enough of them. And of course, no training in New York State available. The Genesee Finger Lakes Regional Planning Council is working with Genesee Community College to set up a training class. We don't know when it's going to start. They're solidifying the instructor base right now, but we are hopeful that maybe January-ish, there would be classes available so that folks could get a certificate and be able to actually start to work in that industry. And lastly, National Grid. They're the ones that are not in the news for bad customer service. National Grid has a just trotted out their programs for small and large businesses again. It's that time to consider energy upgrades. Under the small business program, they will do a no-cost energy assessment. They will install new equipment for you. They will pay a giant amount of it up front, and then work out the billing with you on your electric bill. If you are a small business and interested in it, www.ngrid.com/small business. If you're a large business, National Grid has a different program, and they're looking at infrastructure, carbon emissions, looking at all the different incentives that are available. And the project caps are much larger, of course, for big business. So if you are interested, energy savings at nationalgrid.com, you can email them. You can call 1-855-236-7052, or you can go online to www.ngrid.com/biz, and that's B-I-Z. These programs are mandated under the contract with the Public Services Commission, and National Grid has to participate and is making these things available. So if you're in the National Grid service area, small or large business, give them a shot, take advantage of the programs, and save some money. And that's all I've got, Chris.
All right, Mike, thanks. John and Jerry aren't here today because at the time of this taping, they're at the Monroe County Supervisors meeting. But John Moffett did send this in regarding the town of Mendon. And it says, the Mendon town budget has passed. All services remain intact. No increase to tax rates from 2021. And the 2021 10% tax reduction was maintained. No increase in the Mendon town tax rate for the last 11 years. The town of Mendon outside the village of Honeoye Falls does not pick up leaves. Residents should compost or contact your refuge collector. The military memorial and splash park are proceeding as scheduled, with the planned opening being May 2023. And as an aside, I know John just sent in something to the Sentinel, so he may have a supervisor's column that explains more on this in this upcoming issue. The town is continuing to look at short-term rental in the Mendon Code. We want input from residents. How would you react if your neighbor's house is sold and used for a short-term rental? New neighbors every weekend, possibly owned by a corporation, possibly used for corporate events or weddings and receptions. Next item, Mendon Recycle and Rabies event went very well. Lots of residents took advantage of the rabies clinic. Thanks to the town clerk, Michelle Booth, for organizing the clinic. And finally, he reports on Friday, November 11th, the town of Mendon will host our annual Veterans Day lunch at the Mendon Community Center, 167 North Main Street, Honeoye Falls. It starts at 11:30 a.m. just after Legion Post 664 finishes the Veterans Day ceremony at the Four Corners in Honeoye Falls at 11 a.m. The luncheon is for any veterans and their families, no residency requirement, no proof of military service required. Please join the community at the Veterans Day ceremony to support our local Legion and our community veterans. And that was from John Moffett. It's next over to Rick Milne and the village of Honeoye Falls, and maybe a little bonus info on Monroe County. What do you got, Rick?
Thanks, Chris. It's nice to see you and Mike today. I've got a little bit of technical difficulties here, so I hope this will come through all right. But here we are having a wonderful Indian summer weekend, as they say, some incredible weather. Last weekend, we had a lot of events going on in the village, and this weekend, we've also had a couple of events. The Friends of Bourne, our sister cities organization, is having a soup sale actually today on Sunday. And it is being held at the Mendon Community Center on North Main Street. and all profits and proceeds go directly to our sister city, Bourne, Haiti, for educational purposes and support. And our sister cities organization and Friends of Bourne have just done such a wonderful job, and kudos to them. So if you're getting this, and if you're listening to this publication and there's still time, try to head over towards the community center and see if you can grab some fresh soup. It's wonderful stuff. Some great information from Mike Falk. I believe I also just got some of the National Grid information via email from them just this past week, and I will forward that to you, Chris. It might be of some interesting information to put in the paper as well, but Mike did a fantastic recap of it as always. Also, I want to thank all the members of our Honeoye Falls community concert band. They do just such a fantastic job. They held their autumn concert on Saturday, and there is a special song that I know they put an article together on as well, but that was created for and talks a little bit about the history of the community. But we have just such a talented group of people that come from all walks of life, but they just love music. And this community concert band is fantastic. So kudos to them, and thanks for all their efforts. While we're in the midst of this beautiful Indian summer, we are getting our trucks ready to plow. We know the white stuff is right behind us, or coming up in front of us, I guess I should say. And our staff is getting all the vehicles ready so that we'll be ready when the white stuff falls. We are also in the midst of picking up all the leaves within the village. As Supervisor Moffitt indicated, this is only within the village limits. We are not picking up brush any longer. That is done for the season. So if you're trying to put brush out there, we may give you a call and tell you to bring it back into your yard or hire someone to take it away, because we will not be. We are concentrating on leaves right now and getting ready for the snowfall. And then lastly, Chris, you talk about the county. We do have a lot of programs that we're working on right now. Again, as I've mentioned over the last few months, actually, we're working hard on the redistricting program, and actually a meeting was held on Friday evening. We're looking to see where the redistricting process goes, but we need to get this wrapped up. I am working directly with some of those who work at the State School of Industry to tour that facility and look into some of the issues that they're having from an equipment standpoint. The folks that work there as an extension of the Monroe County Sheriff's Department, if you will, or a sub-department on the one portion of that property, do such a great job, such an important job. But we're concerned about what we're hearing as far as some lack of equipment. So I'm going to tour the facility, meet with those individuals that are doing the job for us, and really work hard with my fellow legislators to make sure that they do have the equipment that they need. So a lot of things going on. The village will also be getting into its tax review and our budget review in the upcoming months. We're starting that process now. We also have a couple people that are going to be coming up for retirement. Gina Hurley, our village clerk, will be retiring this coming summer. So we're starting to look at her position and our office in general to see how we can work our current staff out to cover those duties. So a lot going on from that standpoint, but with that, I appreciate the opportunity to be on. I'm sorry I didn't have a better prepared statement, but we look forward to seeing everyone again next week. Thanks, Chris.
You did just fine. Rick, Mike, you got anything else, or are we all set? All set. All right. Well, thank you both for being here. John, for sending in your information. And thank you, folks out there, for watching. Remember, we air every Sunday at 1 o'clock on our Facebook page. If you like it, you'll be notified when the airing begins. If you prefer YouTube, just subscribe to that channel. Same time, 1 o'clock on Sunday. When it airs, you'll be notified there. For me, that's it for now. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.